Daniel. It's truly my honor to have been asked by Andy to speak tonight. In the spirit of my father and grandfather's long-standing guidelines on public speaking, my plan is to stand up, to speak up, and to shut up. When I first started contemplating Andy's request that I tender these remarks, my thought was to conflate a line from The Wizard of Oz for the benefit of Thaddeus. Specifically, "Run, Dorothy, run!" On the other hand, the counterpart to that might be Andy quoting the Wicked Witch of the West. "I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog too." But after some reflection, my views on the assignment began to shift. I've concluded that Andy actually asked me to offer some remarks, as I've been married for 31 years to a woman of 100% Polish descent. So welcome, Andy, to the realm of Golonka, Anski-Pek, and Unski. Honestly, while I may have eaten any or all of these Polish dishes, I can't begin to describe to you what the hell they are. I honestly have no idea. I will, however, share a few tips from what I've learned over these 31 years with you when we're by ourselves sometime. As a teaser, I will simply say, just smile and wave. In all seriousness, I have a deep respect for and admiration of Andy. On May 1 of 2018, he and his family's world fell apart when Jean passed away. Andy and Jean had known one another for 44 years and had been married for nearly 40 of those years. I think it's beyond imagination to try to understand what a hole Jean's passing must have left in Andy's heart and in those of their kids. In time, and to Andy's extreme credit, he was able to come to terms with Jean's passing and to open himself up to life's possibilities once again. Andy met Thaddeus in late 2018. It wasn't too long thereafter that I began to observe something of a lightness in his step and a brightness in his demeanor. As an aside, at one point before the damn pandemic, we were struck by a pretty fierce nor'easter, which opened a breach in North Beach across from Claflin Landing here in town. Mary Beth and I drove down there to have a look at the newly configured barrier beach, and I saw two little figures out on North Beach, about an eighth of an inch high, walking through the breach that had just been created. I couldn't actually believe that anybody was out there. So I grabbed my binoculars, and through them it occurred to me that one of them looked kind of like Andy, or at least Andy's shape. There was another shorter shape to the right of him, which I cautiously speculated might actually be Thaddeus. But I want to be very clear that I was not then, and for the avoidance of doubt, not now, well acquainted with Thaddeus' shape through a pair of binoculars from half a mile away. As I continued to scan the landscape, I saw something look suspiciously like Andy's skiff anchored in front of the beach. I thought to myself, who the hell is out walking in this new cut in this weather at this time of the year? Seriously, I thought, could it actually be Andy and Thaddeus? Sure enough, it was later confirmed that it was Andy and Thaddeus. I sensed then that something was afoot. Thaddeus was to me a warm ray of sunshine in Andy's life, engendering the feeling one gets out here when an unexpectedly warm day in early March prompts one to open the windows, allowing to breathe the warm and fresh air of a changing time. I couldn't be happier as we gather here tonight to celebrate the marriage of Andy and Thaddeus. To each and both of them, I say "Stolat," which according to my wife, is a wish for a long and happy life. In Polish, to be clear. I suspect I will be told by somebody that I've mispronounced the words. But nevertheless, God bless you both, and thank you.